Hey y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel, and we're gonna start another reading vlog. I'm so excited to dive in here. Y'all chose the 2 books I'm gonna be reading for this vlog, not just one. We had a tie for 2 books, and I just finished reading Nicole Deese's new release that I'm gonna talk about first before we even get started into those other 2 books. So let's go. So it is Saturday night and I'm starting this weekend vlog a little bit late. I wanted to start it earlier today, but we were busy. We was out. I'll put a little clip in here, but we were out and about today. Hubs and I went out and got some frozen yogurt. Good afternoon. Our little boy got a haircut and he did so good. I'm so proud of him because he actually sat in the seat first time by himself without us needing to hold him. He did so good. So proud of him. And after that, we took him we got frozen yogurt, like I said, and then we took him to the park and he had fun there.
Ready?
Ready?
Set.
Go. Ready?
Set.
Go.
He said steady.
Ready? Steady. Here you go.
So, yeah, just such a good afternoon. And then the rest of the day, I got home, busy, made dinner, all the things. But I want to talk to y'all about The Words We Lost by Nicole Deese. I did just finish reading this, and wow, what an emotional roller coaster. We're going to talk all about it. Before we even get into these other 2 books I'm going to read for this vlog, I want to talk to y'all about this real quick because it is a recent release. I did sign up to honestly read and review this. I also pre-ordered it. I am here for this book. Y'all, let's just get into it, okay? So first off, let's look at the cover. We love to see it, right? We love to see it. And I have loved both of Nicole Deese's books that I have read so far, All That Really Matters and All That It Takes. Those books were 5-star reads. I absolutely love them so much. Top tier for me, okay? Great faith content. If you've not read them, I'll link those 2 down below. They're some of my favorite books of last year. Overall, a really great contemporary romance, some really great faith content, character growth, all the good stuff. Words We Lost is her most recent release. Like I said, it came out this week, April 11th or 12th, sometime in there. And she really tugs at your heartstrings in this one. It touches on grief in such a way that's really going to leave you filled with hope in the Lord, truly. And I think that this book is really great for people who, if you enjoy books that focus on publishing, writing, manuscript vibes, you're going to enjoy this. But this book is all about Ingrid, she's an editor in California, and she's having a really hard time in her job trying to read manuscripts and everything since the death of her best friend, Cece. So Cece had a brain tumor and she passed away before she could publish the last installment of her most popular fantasy book series. And so because of all the trouble that Ingrid has been having in her job, you see her boss is about to let her go because of all this. And the only way that she's not going to let her go is they kind of strike up this deal of, hey, can you try to find Cece's missing manuscript in some way? And she says, okay, I'll try to find it. The reason that she agrees to this is because Joel, who was Cece's cousin, and her previous relationship, okay? So we kind of got this second chance romance about to happen between Joel and Ingrid, okay? And so Joel had come to her and said, hey, Cece left us this letter about a missing manuscript. She wants us to read it together and go through it and all these things. It's kind of like that she's matchmaking even after she's gone, and she knew that they were perfect for each other and she was going to try to put them together, okay? In that request to work with him, in the meantime, her boss is saying, hey, try to find this missing manuscript because she mentions it to her or something like that. And so she ends up agreeing to it and trying to find the real missing manuscript from her fantasy series. Like, there was a final installment of her fantasy series. She's so popular. Think of it kind of like J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter. This girl in this book who passed away was so big in her fantasy series. She has such a big following in the series, okay? Throughout this process, though, like I said, she meets back up with Joel and her old relationship as Cece's cousin. They were all best friends at one time, and my heart, she was really just trying to make them together in what you're seeing here. They start going through, Joel and Ingrid start going through this manuscript, and they're rekindling these old emotions, working through their grief together, and learning about all these different things of the past. So the story kicks off after this, really. I don't want to say too much because that's pretty much the gist of the story. They're reading, it's almost like a story in a story as well, because when they're reading the manuscript, it cuts to parts where you can tell it's part of the story. Let me find an example. So you can see here, we've kind of got a little bit different fonts compared to up here. So this is the manuscript, and then this is the actual like story that's been going on. So that was good to see. At least we could tell a difference in what was what, right? So you're reading this manuscript from the past, and you see Cece. She has passed away, but we see her in this story, and you see their friendship and just everything that's come to pass, okay, y'all? It's just the past, okay? There's been heartache and crazy things that has happened, and you're learning what's happened. And they're learning together. You're learning right there with them, and it's just so emotional. And yeah, I truly appreciate this story. We get to see the actual story of Cece with her friends. And so even though there's this grief element, Nicole has interweaved this manuscript of their friendship, and that's a lighthearted section that brings it back into where it's not too overly, I would say, depressing in any way. You know, we have some grief and how to process the grief and how close they were and what it really meant to them to be best friends and all these things, right? I just felt like the story in a story was really interesting. I liked that part. There were some parts that kind of got slow for me, but once we got to the end, y'all, I was crying at the end. Okay, I'll say that. I really liked the ending. It was my favorite part, the ending, for sure. So I give this 4 out of 5 stars. I'm so glad that I read it. I think that a lot of you all will enjoy this. And just be aware, like I said, of the tone of grief in this and the author's note. The author's note. Nicole, sister, my heart. You have to read the author's note, y'all, because I did not know this about her. And it really means a lot more when you read the author's note. You know, she's worked on this for nearly a year, she says, and she talks about how in 2013, she lost her sister, her 26-year-old baby sister, in a car accident. I didn't know that. And, you know, much like the character Ingrid experiences at the beginning of the story, even her hobby of reading plummeted from 3 to 4 books a week to barely being able to focus on a single chapter. And much like Ingrid, I thought I could make the hurt less real, less true, if only I could figure out how to avoid the pain. But grief isn't like a well-mannered house guest you can send home when you're not feeling up to hosting. Grief is far more like a permanent squatter who doesn't take no for an answer and who leaves your most cherished possessions ransacked and in tatters. Like my heart. I was 8 years into learning how to coexist with my grief when the idea for The Words We Lost first flooded my mind one winter evening. I questioned if I was ready to tackle a theme that would require so much of my personal experience, but ultimately I felt the Lord guiding me to this next step the same way He'd been guiding me since my sister passed. One devotional time, one grief study, one counseling session, one coffee date, and one restorative prayer walk at a time. And so let me skip down here where she says, sorry if y'all hear background noise. First of all, my the hubs is in there playing a game, talking to his friends. Anyway, but this part really touched me, and I'm so glad I read the author's note. A lot of times I skip them, y'all. Why? Okay. She says, you and I are not alone in our struggles. We are known and loved by a God who collects our tears in a bottle. Promises He is near to the brokenhearted. There is no darkness His love cannot break through, and no suffering that will ever go to waste when we trust in Him. He is always working for our good, and He is always on our side. There is no sin His blood cannot cover, and no story of redemption better than what He has offered to us all. As you close this book for the final time, I pray you will keep walking this journey of healing and hope with me, and I pray that no matter how big the heartache or its origins, you keep trusting in one step, one day, one promise from above at one time. I'm sorry. I'm just emotional always in this. We had 10 minutes filming. I'm sorry that's so long. That ain't even a point of the vlog, but let's just say this is my review part as well. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So reading the author's note really just drove it home for me because it really tied everything into what she personally went through. And since she could really relate to this story, and it was like a story from her heart, wow, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. So read this book, okay? Read it, okay? It's gonna be linked below. Get it from Baker Book House, okay? All right, anyway, okay, burning in the eyes a little bit. What else is new? Y'all see me crying on here every week, don't you? So emotional Amanda coming in. But yeah, wow. Just the ending was good. And I love a good second chance romance sometimes. And that one was a good one too. Yeah, like just the way that manuscript brought them together. Yeah. All right. Anyway, okay. Sorry. Okay. So back to the point of the vlog. We're gonna get into the vlog part, okay? Because I'm not really filming a mid-month wrap-up, y'all. I'll regret this probably, but I don't think I've read too many books, and I've already kind of talked about 3 of them that I've read in the other video I did, right? Let's just see. How many books have I read so far this month? I don't even know. Let's see. Yeah, so I've only read 6 books so far this month. So, I mean, I just talked about this one. And the other 3 we talked about. The other one was Fierce Marriage and Cold Light of Day. I did end up reading that. I give it 3 stars. It's all right. I didn't love it as much, so I'm probably not going to continue. We'll talk about that later at the end of the month. So that's pretty much the wrap up, right? Okay, we had Echoes Among the Stones. That was like 4.5. We already talked about it. Fierce Marriage. I really liked it. I needed that at this time, y'all. Like, it was so timely for me and my husband's journey right now. I'll talk about that later. And then The Art of Losing Yourself, you know, I gave that 4 stars. Resistance, gave it 5 stars. So that's really the wrap up, honestly, as far as like what I've read this month. I've just been taking time, you know, getting healthy. That's what I've been doing, y'all. Life update, y'all. I mean, I'm almost lost like 8 to 9 pounds. So I'm doing good with things and, you know, just staying the course. You know, I'm not in any hurry. We're just trying to be healthy, okay? And I've done good this last 3 weeks. So just kind of incorporating some of that into my content, kind of like in the vlog I was walking and all the things. I did work out tonight, so that was good. But back into what I'm saying. The point of this video, what am I doing? Okay, sorry the lighting's whatever. We're here. My kid's in bed, so this is the kind of content y'all gonna get. But I still gotta film the Southern Readathon stuff other than the announcement. If you ain't seen it, I'll link that too. But most of y'all have seen this. And I thank you again for all the great feedback. But I've got to film like some recommendations for the prompts and then my possibility pile, okay? But for right now, I ain't even on my channel. What am I doing? I'm all over the place. Okay. I have so many videos. By the way, if I have not commented on any of y'all's channel videos, I'm sorry. Your girl's behind on watching YouTube, okay? I kind of get it in a by here and there, but I am so behind on my friends' videos. My bad. I just feel so bad I haven't gotten to catch up. I try to watch a few here and there, and I've watched several, but sometimes I don't always get to comment. Anyway, other than that, let me go to... Well, does it say the poll? Oh, I don't think the community tab's on here yet. We ain't gonna go there. But anyway, at the last time I looked at the poll, iPad ain't got the community tab. Why? Anyway, so the last time I looked, these 2 books are here, Veil of Winter and A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting were tied. This one was, I think, maybe 1% more. But yesterday I looked over 33%, so each were about 34%. So we're gonna read both of these for this vlog. I'm gonna start with this one, mostly because I have the audio that expires in 1 day and I need the audio, okay? So yeah, this is also large print. So I really don't know much about this at all. I've read the synopsis a little bit, but I've heard it's clean. Several of you told me it was clean, but they call it like Martha Waters and Bridgerton without the smooching. So that's all we need to know, right? So yeah, the main character's name is Kitty Talbot. I don't know about a main character named Kitty, but okay, let's just keep going. And so she needs a husband who has a fortune left with her father's debt. She only has 12 weeks to save her family from ruin. Okay, sounds like she meets this guy named Lord Radcliffe and things go on. So I'm gonna start with this and see what happens. Then I'm gonna read Veil of Winter. This is a bit shorter, I think. Yeah, shorter than that one. But this is book 3 in the Dare Cocktails, and I absolutely love book 2. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get into this. This was wasn't it Sleeping Beauty? Yep, Sleeping Beauty. Okay, so these 2 right here, definitely gonna be reading. And I've still got several library books, y'all. I have renewed them so many times. I just haven't been reading as much this month, and that's okay. Like, I used to read about 6 to 8 books a month. Then I kind of got this 10 to 15 books a month, and now we're like, I need to slow down a little bit because I got to take care of myself. So anyway, in May, I'm probably going to read a lot of review books because I'm like, I got a lot of NetGalley stuff going on, so I'm going to try to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. That's the update. Nicole Deese review. Pick that up if you haven't. Like I said, I will give y'all an update next time I'm going to start this book, A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting, and we'll see. Hopefully I enjoy it. And I'll update y'all when I have something else. Okay, bye. Hey y'all, coming in here, transparency, room's messy, but hey, that's fine. I am going to do a quick unhaul of some books. They're going to be in my Pango bookstore. If anybody wants to buy them, hey, go ahead. These are books that, even though I may have enjoyed them, I'm just like not going to reread them, and I got so many books, I need to get rid of them, so let's do it. First book is Where the Sky Begins, Katie Powner. I actually really enjoyed this, but I'm not going to reread it, so I'm going to put it down. And if I did want to ever like reread it, I'd probably pick up audio on it. And so, yeah, I think I gave it 4, 4.5, 5. I don't remember. But I still really enjoyed it. But like I said, I'm not going to reread it. So, Sundown, Susan May Warren. I think I got rid of this a while back, but it's still in my list. So, it's still out there. Sunburst, Susan May Warren. I enjoyed this, but I'm not going to reread it. If I do, it would be audio. And then, which is how I read it to begin with. Sunrise, same thing. And Cold Light of Day. I know, I just bought this. I just bought this. But, I didn't love it. So, I give it 3 stars. We'll talk about that later. And so, that's down there. Romantic Suspense. Heirlooms. I did enjoy this, but I'm not going to reread it. So, this is Sandra Bird, Christian Fiction. True Stain Lies. Terry Blackstock. I enjoyed this, but I'm not going to reread it again. And these two I did not read, but they're probably not for me. This was the book club pick for March, and I know some people enjoy this, but I think most of the people in the group just kind of felt like it's average or didn't pick it up. And I'm probably not going to read this. I think it's got some political stuff in here I just don't want to read about. So, and that's fine, you know, but I do have book 1 and 2, so it's down there in the, it's in the Pango store. So, yeah, this is my little unhaul. Okay, sorry, I'm like, look at this, there we go. Unhaul. So anyway, yeah, sorry, my room's a mess, y'all. I've got to get rid of some stuff, so yeah, we get rid of these books. And I've actually still got a lot of books in a tote that I need to actually get rid of. I think I might get rid of Thursday Murder Club. I like this, but I'm probably not going to reread it. We'll see. I'll keep thinking about it. I'll think about it. Let's sit it back up there. Yeah. So anyway, I got a tote that is full of books that have not been bought in my Pango bookstore. I'll link my store below if anyone wants to buy any of this. But I think after a couple of months, I said this before, if I don't sell out of this, I'm done with this Pango stuff. Like, I don't like having to hold on to books in case somebody buys it. I just want to get rid of them. And so I'm going to, after a couple months, whatever I have left, I'm just going to like take to the library and donate or something, you know. Yeah, that's it. So anyway, that's my unhaul update. Hey y'all, so it's Sunday night, transparency, ready for bed, but hey, here we are. And I want to give an update because it's been a little bit. First off, I played Hogwarts like for a little bit today. So yeah, reading. But anyway, I'm here. I am maybe 50%, 45% through A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting. Y'all, this is hilarious. Like, it took a little bit to kind of get going, so it's kind of 4-star level, but I'm here for this, okay? So, this whole story, like it says, A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting, okay? So, it's set like in the 1800s. I think it's 1800s. 1818, okay? And I'm just cracking up because this is all about this girl named Kitty. And I think her real name is not Kitty. That's her nickname, I guess. But her name's Catherine. They call her Kitty. I was like, Kitty? That ain't... Okay. Anyway, so her name's Catherine Talbot. And kind of like I said in a synopsis, right? Her dad passed away. Her mom's been passed away. And... you know, they don't have any money, and she's got to figure this out. Like, this guy she was supposed to be marrying, he said peace out, and this is Book Lover Amanda version, but he was like, no, this ain't happening right from the get-go. She's like, what do you mean you ain't marrying me? So she's got to find somebody to marry in, like, was it 4 to 6 weeks? I can't remember. A short period of time, or else all the debt that her dad had is going to be mounting up on her and her sisters, and they ain't going to have nowhere to go or something. So... yeah, so now she's kind of like out in the, what would you call that? I don't know what they called it. It's kind of like Regency vibes, but they used a term that I'm not good at remembering. Whatever, Southern, I don't know, my memory. But she's just, you know, out there trying to find a man, let's say, who's got some money, and they're like, it's kind of funny because it's like this one lady's like, yeah, he has $2,000 a year, and she's like, what you mean $2,000 a year? The other guy had $4,000 a year, and $2,000 ain't gonna cut it, honey. So, and so it's just over the top. Regency reminds you of like some Pride and Prejudice characters. It's not a Christian fiction or anything, but it is secular clean. And I'm sorry. So she ends up like meeting these people, and it's like they kind of say, okay, we think she's fortune hunting people, and she's wanting to like, I guess, seek out this one young guy, and his mom's like, honey, we ain't having this. So then the guy's brother come in, Lord Radcliffe, okay? He sees through Kitty, okay, Lord Radcliffe. Now, he come in and he's like, look here. I know I really need to watch another Jane Austen because my book club for Amanda dissertations of like interpretations. Okay, anyway, of like stuff like this cracks me up. But it's like, so Radcliffe comes in, which is this guy's brother that she's trying to be interested in, okay? And the mama and the brother both see who she is, okay? Well, like I said, Lord Radcliffe comes in and he sees her for who she is, and he's like, look here, I know about your daddy, I know about your mama, this is the secret we knew, you know, you gonna have to do something, you can't be mad at my brother, we ain't doing this. So, she's like, okay, let's strike up a deal. So they work out something where he's trying to introduce her to high society, that's it! That's the term I was thinking of. She's trying to be on high society now, okay? I'm glad I ain't high society. I would fail miserably. Anyway, so things take a turn when he's like, okay, I'm going to introduce you to some of these people, try to get you at some places, you know, so that you can be mixed in with people, high society people, so that you can find you somebody. And I really feel like he gonna be the one. So let's do this. I'm sorry. It's taking me out. Like, this is cracking me up with some of the things. Like, the descriptions. This is kind of over the top, but it really puts you in the mind of some of the characters from Pride and Prejudice or Jane Austen-ish. I've only read Pride and Prejudice, but it just kind of puts you in that mind of them. The Regency era. Like, I'm cracking, so I am really enjoying this. It's not like world-breaking at any means, or groundbreaking, whatever you say. But it's funny, and it's lighthearted, and I need that. So, yes, especially after reading some of the grief-heavy books that I've read last, you know, the Nicole Deese book, and Katie Ganchert, enjoyed them. But, you know, once you read a couple grief-heavy books, or just heavy books in general, you need something like this. I'm glad I'm reading this. So, yeah, that's a reading update. And, yeah, I don't have anything else. I'll update y'all whenever I finish this, which will probably be tomorrow. And then I'm going to start in Bella Winter, honey. We going to get to it. We're going to get to it. So, sorry for the bad quality. It's nighttime, front camera, all the things. It's like 9:30, and my kid decided to get up at 3:30 last night, so I'm like really tired. I did get some rest. Thankfully, he went back to sleep at some point, but your girl tired, so... hope y'all have a good week, or having a good week when you're watching this. I'm trying to get this out sometime this week. Still gotta do some filming, but I just haven't been in the mood to film this weekend. So I do have a tag video pre-filmed from like 3 weeks ago. Y'all, that last tag, your girl forgot to answer number 4, and it was asking something about like you have a series and some of the covers don't match. How do you cope? First off, let me tell you, covers not matching bothers me. I think, and it bothers everybody, right? Especially, more so, the cover would be fine, but it's more so the size of the book that I about can't stand. Like, I've showed y'all before, some of them like taller and smaller, but no, absolutely not. I mean, if that's all they got, that's all they got, but I'd rather have an ebook than that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, how do I put this on the shelves? This is, like, way out of scope. They can't sit next to each other. So anyway, that's the answer there. So yeah, I totally forgot to answer a question. Typical book lover Amanda. Okay. Anyway, I love y'all, and I'll update y'all when I finish this book. Okay. Hey y'all, coming in with an update on my way home from work. I ain't felt good the past couple days. Still not feeling that great today, honestly. But we're here. Ignore my face. I ain't got no makeup, really. Had really bad eye issues the last couple days, but we're here and just tired, so all the things. But I have an update where I did finish reading this book, The Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting, by, what's her name? I don't think I've said her name. Have I? My bad. Sophie Irwin. I'm going to give this 4 stars. I already wrote my Goodreads review. I'll link it down below if you want to read it, but pretty short and sweet. But, I mean, it's just a cute, light-hearted, fun Regency romance that just really reminded me of, like, Pride and Prejudice, put you in the mind of those vibes. The characters throughout the story, some of them do remind you of characters that you might see in Pride and Prejudice, and especially like the relationship was like kind of enemies to lovers in a way. Slow burn. So like that's kind of what put me in the mind of that. And then people say, I've never watched Bridgerton, okay, but this is too spicy for me. I mean, I'll make an exception on Outlander and skip some stuff, but like I ain't watching Bridgerton, it ain't my scene. But that's fine if you like it, it's fine. But hey, if you are a fan of Bridgerton or anything like that, this book, people say you would love it. It has all the vibes of Bridgerton, Regency, like the characters and stuff, but it's clean. We love to see that, right? The spice level, none, is 0. So yeah, great. And sorry my air conditioner loud, y'all. It's hot, I'm burning up. It's 80-something degrees. But I ended up giving 4 stars. It was a bit long-winded in a couple parts, kind of dragged on some, and I would have liked a little bit more of our couple sooner. I don't know, throughout the story, because you know this whole story is like her trying to find a man, and it's just funny because she's back and forth like trying to find a man to protect her whole family, you know. I really liked our main girl. At first you're kind of like, I don't know how to take her because she is just like this, you know, real cunning character that don't take nothing from nobody. So what you realize is like she is willing to give up her own wishes for a marriage of love to protect and to help her family because they need money or they're going to be out in the streets kind of stuff because of all the debts that her dad has given. So it's like that. Of course, during this time, that's kind of what happened for women. You couldn't have worked during this time as a woman. So how was you going to get money? You had to be married. So yeah, I mean, I totally could see this, you know. And so I personally really liked her. There's some parts, you know, it's like whatever, but like I still really liked her, okay? And I think that a lot of y'all would like this book because it's just lighthearted, fun, lots of good witty banter. The characters crack me up, and I really like the ending. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. Glad I read it, and love it as a clean secular read. I mean, it's so hard to find those anymore. So then, y'all, I gotta get this out because I'm 5 chapters in on Veil of Winter by Melanie Dickerson. I ain't got the book with me, but audio and everything in the book. This book, oh, Melanie Dickerson's like soon becoming a thing. I'm just saying. Like, I don't know what it was the first book, but the second book was like phenomenal, 5 star, and now this third book, Sleeping Beauty retelling, I am here. Okay, I was telling my friends earlier, I was like, y'all, I was like, this book, y'all, is gonna be so good. I can just tell y'all right now because I'm here for the Sleeping Beauty vibes. We've got some of the same characters. We're still following the Derricott family and everything. But in this one, we're following Delia's, who's in the Derricott family. It's her friend, Elise. And so at the beginning, we have the first chapter that's like, just took me out. Like, it's just, I am hooked, okay? So in the first chapter, we have her, Elise, and her dad's friend. They're these kings. I can't remember the names, okay? I knew the names, but now they've left me. With her dad and her dad's friend and her dad's friend's nephew, okay? Rodrigo's the nephew, okay? Beginning, she is overhearing her dad and his friend talk about, like, getting workers for the mine and all this stuff from his people and all these things. And, like, her people are not meant to be, like, mine workers. That's what she says. Like, they would never survive. There's been stories of people who have, you know, about died trying to go out there and do this. But he's dead set on that's what they're doing, right? She doesn't agree with it. And she would never be able to get her dad's money unless she married a man, right? Her dad's friend has a nephew named Rodrigo. Look here, Rodrigo. He is not, he is over here. He trash. Him and his daddy, they all 3 trash, okay? So they want Rodrigo to marry Elise. And Elise don't want to marry this guy And I mean, it's crazy because first chapter, he's like, yeah, we're going to get married just to say, you know, for our country's sake, but not for love. Excuse me, who you talking to? Like, I'm just saying, like, she literally says, would you be able to keep our marriage vows? And he's like, we're not married for love. What? That's ridiculous. Peace out. So, yeah, so she, of course, in typical fashion, you know what's about to happen. She's going to escape this mess, right? What's crazy about this is, like, she goes to her dad and she's like, look, I don't want to marry him. You know, she tells her to go, look, I'm a princess. I need time, okay? You got to give me time. I ain't messing around. Here's my version, right? So she go to her daddy and he like, you marrying him whether you like it or not. Look here, you going to have to do this. No, daddy, I ain't doing this. So, and literally, I think the last sentence was like, if her dad thought, basically to the effect of, if her dad thought she was going to be doing this, he obviously didn't know who she was. So, she doesn't want to marry him. She doesn't agree with, like, the mining stuff. And she's like, she wants to help her people. Next chapter, we see her devise a plan with her friends. And here's where the Sleeping Beauty stuff come in, okay? Sleeping Beauty stuff come in because she goes to this, she has some of her servants and people, friends, whatever, go with her to meet this lady. And so, she meets this lady and says, hey, look, I need a sleeping potion that's going to keep me out for 3 days, okay? I'm going to take it today, but I'm supposed to be marrying this guy, but, you know, I want to wake up 3 days later, and they're going to get me out of here, and we're going to go run to King Wenceslas something, I don't know, some other king, okay? I can't remember his names, but this other king who they want to try to get to save her people, like to go up against her dad and all this mess, okay? So that's the plan. But what happens is, I mean, this is not spoilers at all. This is literally like chapter 2, okay? She goes to take the potion and puts her to sleep, okay? Where, like, people think she's dead, but, like, her heartbeat is really low and all this stuff. And so then we get to chapter 3, and we have this guy, Gerard, whatever his name is, which is one of the Delia's brothers, okay, from, like, the previous series. Am I even making sense? My bad. But, yeah, Gerard comes in, and so that's how this is, like, following lots of the brothers from the Dare Tales, okay? And so he hears a message from God, and sees a vision from God that says, save Elise. Go to, I don't know if it's Monticello or Montiel, whatever that their town is, okay? So, names again. But, so he goes, and she's asleep and won't wake up. Guess what? There he is. It's like, there's the Sleeping Beauty reference, and I'm here. So that whole introduction is like, you know, they're whisking her away. They're going to try to save her people in town, and it's going to be such a good time. And I'm here for this. I'm here for this romance already. She's like, who are you? And he's like, well, I just saved her, so I can't believe how mean she being. He's like, is this the thanks I get? I'm just like, I am dead. So, like, I'm going to love their enemies to lovers vibe and the Sleeping Beauty vibes. Like, that's the whole introduction. Just so good. I know this is going to be a good story, okay? Like, I'm already hooked. I'll probably read this real quick, okay? I hope y'all can see this video before the weekend or by the weekend, because I'm here for this, okay? So anyway, that's the reading update. Just want to come in here with a reading update. I just hope that I make sense. Like, I cannot remember names for nothing. Okay? So, yeah. My bad if I didn't make sense. When I'm watching this back, I'll probably be like, really? But at least I remembered her name and his name. And I can't remember the places and the king's names. But we here. I love that there's always, like, the characters are always saying in italics, you can see their thoughts, or God help me, protect me, that sort of stuff. Lord, is this really where I'm meant to be? Like, all that stuff in their mind. And so the characters are obviously Christian, and I love that part because it's just so nice to see in this time period. Just so great. So anyway, that's it for me. I'm almost home, and I will check in with y'all later whenever I have an update. Hey y'all, update on the reading. It is Friday, 5 o'clock with a dessert. Yes, 5 o'clock on Friday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I'm so happy it's the weekend. And y'all, so I am almost done with Veil of Winter, and I've got maybe like 5% left, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it because I won't have time later, but I'm probably going to give it 4 stars. I really liked it. The romance was a little bit more on like the cheesier YA insta love side, so didn't love all of that, but it was still cute and I liked it, okay? And so I liked our characters. The main girl kind of got a little whiny, you know, but again, it's YA, they're young, I get it. But overall, what a great series. I'm just saying. Like, this series, I need the next one. I'm gonna read the next one, and you know, we've got lots of medieval type vibes and the Regency type stuff, like kings and queens and stuff, I'll say. Oh, there go my phone. Did y'all see that? Did I not realize that was gonna fall? My bad. Anyway. Anyway, sorry, my phone. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I really like the ending, but like I said, some of it was just a little bit on the cheesier side, so, but it was still good. So I don't really know what else to say about it other than things are wrapped up really nicely. If you like books that are retellings, you'll like this. I have to say, I think the first half was my favorite, and the middle to the end was like, okay. But there was the part in the middle, and I sent my friends a message. I was like, this book just took a twist. What? So if you know, you know, there's like a part in the book where I can't say, I'm not gonna say because it'd be a spoiler, but so it involves some romance, and it was like, okay, that's what we're doing here. So it was so funny, but clean Christian fiction. I like that the characters are obviously Christian, you know, they're always asking the Lord to help them and everything, kind of like I said. And yeah, the faith content in these, sorry, his phone's moved, I just realized, but the faith content in this series has been really good throughout. So it says like light to medium, you know, we know they're Christians, we see their thoughts to God, and asking him for help, is this his will, that kind of stuff. So that's great, and all the things. So that's gonna be it for this vlog, y'all. I'm gonna upload it for tomorrow on Saturday, but I do have one thing. Christina M had asked on one of my recent videos if I could do a video talking about how do I choose my TBR for every month, because she struggles with that. And really, for me, I don't know that I have a set way, but I just started working on my preview here of my Southern Readathon TBR, right? Kind of like what I'm wanting to read. Most of this is NetGalley books that I've got to get done, and I want to go ahead and try to read them, but I've just started working on that. And really, that's kind of what my motivation was for this TBR is, what do I need to read for my review stuff? So that's the first thing, because I did pick up about 6 books for the summer that are going to be coming due, and I have a few extras. So right now my percentage on NetGalley is like 73%. It was at 85, so you can see kind of how many I picked up. So I didn't pick up that many the first of the year. So yeah, there was a lot of books in the summer I'd really like to read. In a normal month, like, I'd really just try to look at what do I think I'm going to be interested in. And she said she's overwhelmed and stuff, and so it is easy to get overwhelmed. Don't worry about new releases and stuff. Generally, you know, if I wasn't reviewing something, I don't really worry about when the book come out. I just try to look at, what do you think my mood's going to be in this month? Am I going to be more of a seasonal mood? Like, it's going to be May. Am I going to read more romance? Or am I going to want to read in October? Am I going to want to read, you know, for the season, you know, more mysteries? Or is there a readathon that has some prompts that could like push me in that direction? A lot of times I might look up challenges, reading challenges, to help me pick. Some of my friends here on BookTube, they actually do a spin the wheel, you know, to try to, you know, pick this out. Or I might say, hey, what should I read? Like, I put on my poll. I didn't know what to read next because I was kind of overwhelmed, and I said, hey, pick my next read, and that's what prompted this video. So I don't know if that's any good advice or not, but I just try to think about what might I like to read, and then don't feel like you have to stick to it. That's the other thing, because, you know, it's like, I don't want to feel like I have to read all the books on my TBR. Like, that's why I said April's kind of mood read April, you know, and I definitely have mood read this month. I've not read it as much as I have been because I've been busy with other things, but still getting a little reading in here and there, and it's just like not feeling like you have to finish a TBR, right? Like, whatever, if you want to put a book down, that's fine, come back to it, all the things. So but you know, you could do like put books in, titles of books in a jar, draw one out, we'll see how this one is, you know, like ask Siri, flip a coin, you know, and between some books if you're feeling overwhelmed, and let that be the decision maker so you don't feel like you have to be the one to make the decision. Just throwing out ideas, you know. And of course, you can always ask a family member, hey, pick my TBR, that kind of stuff. But like I said, at the end of the day, you don't feel like you have to abide by that. So just a little chat about that since she had asked, and I said, oh yeah, I can answer this in a vlog that I'm working on, which is this video. So hey girl, thank you so much for the question and everything, and hope that y'all are doing good. Hope it's going to be a good weekend. It's raining a little bit today, but I'm just glad it's the weekend. Gonna get a little bit of rest in. Hadn't felt great this week, you know. Finally could get some makeup back on, but my eyes have been all messed up. The pollen here is awful. So I'm glad we got a little bit of rain, wash some of this pollen away. Oh, the struggle. So anyway, but yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna give this book 4 stars. I just really want to try to finish up this vlog, and let me know what y'all are reading this weekend. How about that? What y'all's plans? I don't know what I'm gonna pick up next. I think I might pick up Gabrielle Meyer. What's her book 1 in her Timeless? Oh, I'll put the picture of it here. I don't know. I requested book 2 for review, and it came in the mail today. So I need to read book 1, and I've got the audio book and the physical book, and I don't remember if that's one of my goals. Who's talking about this? I mean, I don't know if that's one of my 23 books in 2023. I'm not doing too hot on that, y'all. I mean, was there any doubt that I was gonna be like, I don't know about this? So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, and I told y'all I was gonna be working on some videos, so I gotta film a little bit of this weekend as well. So that's kind of my plans. Me, the hubs, and my kid, our kid, I could just say, we're gonna go and get pictures made on May the 6th. So I've got to find some clothes, but I don't know if I'm gonna go this weekend or not. It's gonna be like a green backdrop and stuff. We haven't had professional pictures made in a really long time. So, you know, I'm hoping that goes well. You know, my son's doing really good with a lot of his updates and doing good with school. It's because I had a school trip where he got to go to a fire station and see a fire truck, and I know he had a really good time, and just lots of good things going on with him. So I'm going to try to venture out and do a 15-minute photo session for 10 pictures. Yeah, I hope so. If they come out great, I'll put them on my Instagram and on here so y'all can see some of them when we get them. But anyway, that's it from me. Definitely pick up some more Melanie Dickerson. If you are interested in retellings, I really think that you would like them. They're fun. Just a good little time. We'll say that. And I'm definitely going to be reading more of hers. Why do y'all talk about that? Is it Hangenheim? I don't know how you say that. Sorry. That series, I want to try that out too. That's it from me. Hope that y'all are having a great day whenever you're watching this. Thank you all for watching. Let's chat in the comments below as usual. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, y'all.